Alrighty, guys, we got a political story that I'm going to check out and react to now. I'm going to start doing a few more political things just to get into it since politics are bleeding all over into pop culture and vice versa. So, let's check this out.
That we are seeing here on this Monday, and one.
This is all about Donald Trump and deportation and utilizing the military and all that stuff.
Has to
See what they got to say.
Elect Donald Trump. We saw in his past administration where he would make news on social media, and that is going to continue on.
Man, this guy's hairdo. I feel kind of bad for the guy because it looks like it's receding. I don't know what he's got going on up here, though.
During this administration, already doing so today. I do want to mention and showcase this. This is what I am talking about. So this has to do about his mass deportation plan when it comes to undocumented immigrants.
Undocumented.
Was said where,
you mean illegal?
Confirmed some of the news reporting that has been in the past, saying this was from Tom Fitton.
Tom Fitton. I don't know who that is. I think he means illegal when he says undocumented. Stupid word.
This out saying reports are that incoming Donald Trump administration prepared to declare a national emergency and will use military assets to reverse the Biden invasion through a mass deportation.
The Biden invasion. Well, he's not wrong, I suppose, through a mass deportation. So he's going to use the military. Because he's responding here with true.
Program, and then Donald Trump replying and putting it out there, confirming it, saying true with some exclamation points here. So we want to continue to talk about this.
He's going to declare a national emergency like on day one, and then he's going to deploy the military. Holy crap.
Policy, of course, of Donald Trump, what he campaigned on when it was talking about migrants in the United States. So let's bring in our next guest here of this hour.
This
is from Axios, Steph Kite, Axios politics reporter and immigration expert. Thanks so much for joining us here on Live Now from Vox today.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So let's get right into it here. This is something, of course, that Donald Trump campaigned on, talked about what would happen if he became president.
He did.
We're seeing some of what he is describing as his plans for
I voted for Trump. I hope that doesn't make me lose any subscribers, but it probably will. First time I ever voted in my entire life. I didn't really care, and I've never really cared. And then 2016 happened, and everyone freaked out and said, "Oh my God, he's Hitler and Russia." And I thought he was actually a decent president. And I thought, well, this guy's got it in the bag come next election. And then we saw how that happened, and I thought, oh crap, I better get involved.
This administration, just tell us a little bit about the details of this. Of course, he said during it that he was going to focus the beginning parts on the actual criminal migrants in the country.
That's probably going to take up the entire part two, by the way. It's not like he's going to start off by arresting old grandmas making tortillas.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question that with a second Trump
administration,
he's going to be, even more aggressive when it comes to cracking down on unauthorized immigrants in the U.S. And he's planning to use all sorts of legal loopholes and options within the federal government to do so. We've heard him talk a lot about using parts of the military to crack down on cartels in Mexico, for example, but also using federal law enforcement agents to expand the number of people who can be involved in these arrest and deportation efforts. Because when it comes to arresting undocumented immigrants and deportation, it requires a lot of logistical planning, and it requires a lot of manpower and investment from the federal government. And
I saw this thing right here. I was like, wait, what is that? I thought it was the leg of like a Gundam. It's like, wait, hold on, what was that? It's just because this part was like covered.
Spoken to Trump officials who say that they do have very specific plans to not just involve ICE agents whose job it is to kind of arrest and deport immigrants who are in the country unlawfully, but to also include other federal agents such as DEA agents, potentially the National
Eat that
Guard.
sandwich.
So they are going
they should. I mean, they should all work together. One big happy family, everyone, all hands on deck.
To use as many options as possible to make this happen.
Look at that guy.
And another question that is big and continues to be talked about and remains.
This got to be recent.
So we don't. It's not just
This video just came out like a day or so ago. I'm talking about the video within the video where Trump is walking up with those people.
It's not on the border counties and towns. These migrants are really all across the country. So how would this look as far as from getting them from one place to the next? How would that look like?
Yeah, I mean, again, these are very difficult logistical
Trains,
maneuvers, right? And there's different ways
airplanes,
that ICE agents will
buses,
target,
those big old Greyhound buses, I'm thinking.
Immigrants in the country illegally, and some are work site raids, for example. That's something we've seen in the past, where if they have knowledge that there is a company that's employing immigrants who are not in the country lawfully, that can be one target for ICE agents. Sometimes they can, target specific people's homes. This is usually the case when the person in question has, some kind of criminal record. So this could look a lot of different ways.
That would probably be the last step, targeting people's homes. If they even get to that, they would start with all of the, the drug dealers and sex traffickers and all the people they first have on record before they started going door to door. And what would they even, I don't even think that they would have enough time in 4 years to even get to that point.
I will point out that in the past, deportation sounds, can be something that people in the U.S. are supportive of. They feel like immigrants should follow the law in the processes to get here.
Yeah, they should.
The reality of a worksite arrest or at-home arrest is quite hands-on and can be, a disturbing public image at times, especially when you have kids involved or you have parents involved, when you have kids who are U.S. citizens involved. So that is a question, that I have as we move towards this, as this becomes more of a reality. Do we see continued support for these kinds of policies as we've seen during this election cycle, or do we see a...
Yeah, I think probably. I mean, this is why everyone voted him in, so that he would deal with the illegal immigration. I don't really think there's going... It's just you only have 4 years, though. Like, he's going to sweep across the board, first deal with members of, like, MS-13, and then you have, like, all the criminals and people they have on the list who have broken the law and stuff like that. So that's going to take quite a while. And also securing the border on top of that. And so, it's not like, I don't know, the idea of going door to door or however they would do that, I don't know.
Backlash when people realize...
I mean, what we're not going to see is a bunch of cops dragging out children and, like, putting them in handcuffs. Come on.
The reality of what a mass arrest and what mass deportation efforts actually look like. And on the deportation front in particular, I would note that deportation is a very difficult maneuver, that we only have so many planes. Logistically, you think about commercial flying, all that goes into traveling across the country, and then add in a international flight, sometimes to very far destinations. And the fact that these are people who typically are shackled while they're being deported, all of
because they're criminals
required for that. So this is going to be a very difficult lift, requiring a lot of resources, potentially additional resources from Congress. So while Trump is clearly very serious about these proposals, it will take a lot to actually get it done, not to mention cooperation from countries like Venezuela that we've had difficulty with them actually receiving.
And not just other countries, but just people in our own country, people who are going to constantly try and stand in Trump's way, although he has a lot more power and a lot more momentum this time around than he did before. As far as other countries, I'm not worried about that. He'll drop them out of the sky. No, he won't do that. but no, any other country, Venezuela, no, I'm not worried. Trump, all he has to do is put his thumb on them, and they're going to cooperate with whatever he tells them to do with his tariffs or whatever.
Their citizens back.
And tell me a little bit, Steph, about the media perspective and just how much of maybe how hard it will be to maybe report.
And people want this. This is what everyone voted for. People want the immigration crap to be dealt with. They want it out. It's not like this, like we don't, care about people, but it's like you have to do it legally. Like we have laws, and there's all the, I don't know, drugs and sex trafficking going on. Maybe we should kind of tone that down and get rid of it.
Almost in real
just a
time,
thought.
Because, you figure, you doubt that there would be press releases, oh, come to this area to see a mass arrest. It likely won't come out like that. So how will it be on the media landscape to be reporting on this as it is happening?
Well, the
That's a good
media's gonna.
question, and it'll probably depend on the situation, right? There are some cases where administrations have wanted to showcase these processes as
The media is going to lie every chance they get. They're going to try to spin every story they can, just like in 2016. Just like they would try to take every opportunity. There was that one story of, it was like one of the border guys, and he had that whip, and it's like your standard little whip, 2-3 foot whip that you use to hit the horses, to make the horse, because he was riding a horse, to make him go faster, and he had it in the air, and then there was a screenshot taken, and the media spun it as this guy is going around and they're beating people crossing the border and whipping them. The true, like they just pushed it as the truth. They said border security agents are riding around on horses and whipping innocent women and children with whips. Absolute lie. And so they're going to do everything that they can to spin any of this, whatever ICE is doing. They're going to spin it to try to paint Trump bad because they hate him, they hate this country, and anything for views, anything for drama.
Illegal immigration towards the U.S., right? This is sometimes a measure to show that the U.S. is taking this seriously. So I would not be surprised if in some instances the Trump administration, the future Trump administration would want some press coverage of events like this.
Yeah.
Oftentimes they rely
Good press.
on local press, people who are on the ground where these arrests are taking place.
We have a lot more of that now. A lot more good press, independence, people willing to go out there and actually tell the truth.
I have had the opportunity to watch deportation flights board and take off from the border. So it is something that you do have select access to, but also given the risks involved, there is limited access there. But, it has been interesting that these policies may be controversial to some, but Trump has been very open about what his plans are when it comes to cracking down on immigration in the U.S.
Yeah, he's been campaigning. This is what he campaigned on. He told everyone he was going to do this, so it's no surprise.
It's been well reported throughout the campaign. We can look back at what he did during the past administration. This isn't an issue that Trump shies away on. It's one that he feels very confident in. So I do think we will have a lot of insight into some of his big border proposals, though, of course, there's always been a little bit of a difficult relationship between the press and former President Trump, so that could impact things.
Yeah, a little difficult. That's putting it mildly.
And it'll be interesting to see again how it is all going to play out from a campaign style stump speech to seeing it displayed in real life here. So that will be what a lot of people are going to be looking at, and it should be also noted that
why would this guy wear a tie like that with flowers and stuff on it? I mean, he matches and stuff, but dude, come on, man.
The majority of Trump supporters, this is something that they want to see, and they even talked about how high it was on the totem pole for them when it came to the economy and illegal immigration. That this was one of the two factors that they want. That's why they want Donald Trump back in office.
Exactly. Fix our country. Bring the prices down and get out all of the criminals, all of the illegal people that are not only doing drugs and sex trafficking and stuff, but honestly are, probably putting some kind of burden on the economy as well. I mean, it's just a mess. Like, there's just such limited resources, and we have a lot here, but it has just become an absolute, it's hit the fan, man. Like, we need order, you know what I mean? What are you looking at? What are you doing, dude?
Let's see. Do we have...
What is this? Is that why they kept replaying this video, because her camera sucked?
For 1 second.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, that's the end of the video. Yeah. I mean, this is what this is what people want. They want him to deal with it. It is going to be very interesting to see how exactly he is going to, like how this is going to unfold. Because, he's going to get pushback from people who are in the media and on the far left. Pushback from other countries, no, I don't foresee much of that, not on this issue. When it comes to sending them back, I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue at all. It's just the enemies from within and how he deploys the military, how that looks, what he can actually do in the first 4 years. I don't know. We're gonna see. Interesting stuff. But it looks like he's going to declare a national emergency. I wonder if he's going to do that on day one, though. He seems pretty serious about it, so I guess we'll have to see. I think the inauguration. Let's see. It wasn't January 6th. Was that the inauguration last time? Or didn't it come like January 20 something? I don't know. We'll see. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and leave a comment. I do appreciate it, guys. Till next time, have a great freaking day.